background to the Attlee Truman discussions, 1 million people cram New York Central Park to hear the president outline America's stand on atomic power.
There has been talk about the atomic bomb. We must find the answer to the problems created by the release of atomic energy. Indeed, the highest hope of the American people is that world cooperation for peace will soon reach such a state of perfection that atomic methods of destruction can be definitely and effectively outlawed forever.
Осталось 10, 9, 8, 7, 1, атака, 0. Нажатие кнопки, все осветилось ярчайшим.
Far beyond normal shipping routes they lie, and until 1952, only pearl fishing boats entered the blue waters and left the cliffs surrounding their shores.
Censored by the French authorities, but this picture is impressive evidence of the bomb.
The great result of the cooperation of education with research. This is another victory.
Emergency alert system capabilities.
This is an emergency action notification.
National Alert and Warning Authorities, in coordination with emergency alert system participants.
My fellow Americans, as you know, our attempts at preventing nuclear war have failed.
Finally, Mars has accepted my sacrifices and unleashes me.
I see you, enemy. I see you, enemy. Enemy! Enemy! You are my enemy! And I swear total resistance to you with everything I've got. Disingenuous, fake, false, broke back, twisted, a defiler, a betrayer, a backstabber, a devil! You will pay. Yeah, you think I don't see your face, scum? You don't think I don't see you? I see you, you understand me? I know what you think of me and my family. I see you right back. You understand that? You understand that? You will fall! You will not bring humanity down! God is going to destroy you!
Yo. What's up, Grant? How you doing? Got Platty lurking in the background. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's get a little warm up. Rage bait. Where's it at? Where's it at? Oh.
My liberal friends might judge me.
This is an
My liberal friends might judge me.
This is an AK-47. It's clear, safety's on. Keep your finger off the trigger and keep it pointed in a safe direction.
This is an assault rifle. I don't know.
It only becomes an assault rifle when you assault someone with it.
Oh my God, this is so heavy. What is this feeling? What's happening to me? Is this what freedom feels like? How much is this?
What do men want us to bring to the table?
We want femininity, we want submissiveness, and we want a lack of conflict. As a woman, if you're just chill and you don't quarrel and nag, you don't even have to be good looking. Just don't annoy us. That's it. That's all you gotta be.
So what is she doing, though?
Huh?
So everything I listed basically is not enough for you, but what are you listing that she's actually doing? Just don't be annoying. So what is she doing then? Sitting there?
So,
like, you're not giving any actual good characteristics of what you're
lack
looking
of
for.
negative things,
of course,
is a thing. So like, you can go into the positive. Like,
So
you
you
can
just
be
want a
pleasant.
positive partner?
Yeah, you should be positive. You should be pleasant. But like a lot of men, we don't want to deal with nagging and quarreling. A lot of women, I'm not saying all women, but a lot of women don't bring peace to their man. And a lot of dudes, if you're dealing with a guy of a certain caliber, his life is difficult. He's already contending with the world. He doesn't want to go home where his peace should be and dealing with a quarreling, nagging woman. Just be his peace. That's it. Be his peace, be feminine, be submissive, and be attractive enough.
But my question is, why do we really need one?
I've had a pretty large company even before I met you. So if we get married and then you decide to divorce me next year, then you leave with half of it, that's not fair.
But why are you already thinking about that?
Babe, it's something that I have to think about. I don't know why Danny's so surprised. The prenup's obviously something that we need to have in place. I built a business long before she even came into the picture, you know, and I have to protect that. Like, you want to get married? I'm, like, trying to work with you.
I don't want to be emotional. I'm just not sure if you're doing this because you don't trust me or like you're not sure about our future.
Well, I think you're overthinking it.
Positive piece of the table, yeah. I mean, look, I think it's ridiculous. This, you know, the context of, you know, I don't even know if this is real or fake or not, but I think it's ridiculous that you can build up $1 million business and then get married and someone can take all of that in an instant. You know, if you built the business up together, that'd be one thing. But, you know, if you just walked into a relationship, signed a couple pieces of paper, contacted a lawyer a year later, got a divorce, now you take half of that. That's just ridiculous. But yeah, he's not bringing positivity and peace, that's for sure.
I don't know how to explain this to you. I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I am understanding. It's not my intentions to leave you. I hope that's not your intentions.
Securing C. C secure.
This was hands down the best Call of Duty ever made. The original Modern Warfare 2 is just the fucking GOAT. Now, I will say, it was fucking glitched the hell out. I mean, this guy just did the fucking, what is it, that like self-supply glitch where you just constantly just rearm yourselves with nuke tubes and just shoot them across the level every time somebody spawns. But yeah, I mean, and yeah, this is how I got to the, I don't even know if this is the fastest nuke ever, but maybe it was at the time.
Enemy has A. Area standing by.
Ain't nothing you gonna do once that chopper gunner's in there, bro. Everybody's dead.
We've lost the lead. The enemy's jamming our radar. Tactical nuke incoming!
It's like one of my biggest regrets in life ever. I never got a nuke. It's just never good enough. Never good enough. I think I might have been good enough to get like a Harrier organically. I don't know about a chopper gunner, but a 25 kills. No. you need a Harrier and a chopper gunner to do that. I mean, some people are really good that they don't, but I was no. You know, I could get like a decent kill streak, but after like 10 or 11, I'm really pushing my luck. What's on the YouTube plate for today's stream? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna look through. You know, I just usually just dump a bunch. I have two playlists. I have one called Shorts, which is what this is, and I just randomize it. And then I have one that's called Today, because I used to have like all my videos. I would have like a ton of videos in the watch later, and then I would just like open a new tab, and have just like fucking 20 tabs open. But then I was realizing, like, why do I need 20 tabs open? Why can't I just have a fucking playlist? So I have a playlist called Today that just has a bunch of stuff that, you know, piqued my interest when I was going through, you know, looking at my algo. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's not going to be like a crazy stream. It's already 1 a.m. here in Texas, so.
Honorable, I had to give you.
What do we got here? A
We
funnel
call it
cake?
the Italian hangover cake.
I don't even want to eat this because I want all the pizza. That's a 9-4. This just knocked my dick off. My dick's on the floor right now. Let me scoop it up, put it back on my fucking groin. That was fucking awesome.
Any Democrats you admire out there right now?
Democrats I respect.
Were you a
Bobby
Manchin
Kennedy
type?
I respect. Tulsi Gabbard.
Why are you laughing? Why are you smiling?
Yo, what's up, Glitcher? How you doing? Welcome in. Holy Beard? Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, bud.
Because like they're on our team now because you guys kicked out like your best people. It's like the people that were into. This is a great point though, Governor. Is that Bobby Kennedy was a heterodox opinion on a thing that a lot of people were concerned about. Get him out. He's an anti-vaxxer. Tulsi Gabbard, who is an anti-war. Get her out. She's a Russian agent. You guys see how you have an unhealthy purification process where eventually you're left with just a 31% approval rating and a bunch of people that are talking to each other. And meanwhile, we're the ones that have Democrats in our cabinet winning the electoral majority vote, because there needs to be said, if Democrats are serious about being a majority party ever again, look at that ideological diversity. We have people that, you know, geez, they want to go to war with every country that says something bad against us. And then we have people that are far more dovish, you know, like Rand Paul. But that is a better, more, dare I say, diverse picture.
So the way it works now is, to be a planet, you need to check in 2 boxes. The first box is, are you round? Okay? Actually, it's 3 checks. First, are you round? Well, Pluto's round. So there it goes, all right? Second check, are you the primary object that's in orbit around the sun? So you can't be a moon, even if you're round and be called a planet. Got that? Gotcha. Okay. So the moon is not the primary object in our system going around the sun, so the moon, though round, would not be a planet. So Pluto, get a check there. Pluto has a moon, a relatively big moon, but it still is the biggest in the system. So Pluto gets 2 checks.
And the third?
The third check. The third check is, have you cleared your orbit of orbital debris? And Pluto has not. It is in a crowded zone with countless other icy bodies in the outer solar system, the Kuiper Belt of comets.
Traveling at the speed of light, a world without time. If you could somehow move at the speed of light, you would experience the universe in a completely different way. From your point of view, all distances would compress into a single point. If you looked forward, you would see all of time and space collapsed into a single image. For a photon, the elementary particle of light, time does not exist. From a moment it is emitted until it reaches its destination, its experience of the journey is instantaneous, regardless of the distance traveled. This leads us to one of the strangest implications. If you could travel at the speed of light, would you experience your entire life in an instant? Would it be possible to exist in all moments at once? If time stops at the speed of light, does this mean that the universe itself might be structured in such a way that the past, present, and future are already predetermined?
Why can you not respect the existence of trans people?
If you mean lying, I won't lie. But every human being is made in the image of God, and so they deserve human rights.
It's lying to... I'm confused. What?
It is a lie to call somebody
By
a
a
sex,
pronoun that they prefer.
to call them a pronoun that is not rooted in reality. Let me ask you, can anyone become a woman?
It doesn't have anything to do with me, so yes.
Okay, look, if a biological man came next to you in your dormitory or locker room, would you be okay with that?
If they came next to me,
And started
yeah,
changing next to you.
Sure. What does that have to do with me?
A naked man comes next to you in the locker room and just starts saying, hey, how you doing? You have no issue with that.
If it was someone that identified as a woman and they weren't hostile towards me, no, I wouldn't mind.
Okay, so there's a mental delusion out there where people think that they are 12 years old. Should we affirm that?
No.
Okay, so then if we don't affirm that mental delusion, why should we affirm the mental delusion where men who think they are women or women who think they are men?
Because there's a power, like, problem with age.
And there's no power problem between men becoming women? Or going into locker rooms or winning female trophies or winning female sports?
There can be, but it's all about people being comfortable and being respectful.
You see, this is where we have a difference. So you look at the world through trying to accommodate the comfort of the oppressed. We look at the world through right and wrong, moral and immoral, and just and unjust. We don't care about making people comfortable. We care about what is right. We care about the protection of women.
At the North Pole of Saturn, there's a storm unlike anything else in the solar system. A massive 20,000-mile-wide hexagon, spinning endlessly for centuries. NASA's Cassini spacecraft captured this bizarre six-sided storm. But here's the real mystery. How did a hurricane form a perfect geometric shape? No other planet has anything like it. Scientists believe powerful jet streams lock the hexagon in place. But no one knows how long it's been there or how long it will last. Could Saturn be hiding even bigger secrets?
Oh, you are so thirsty for clicks right now. Like, it's unbelievable.
And you're so scared to debate me.
Actually, I'm not scared.
Then debate me anytime,
Honestly, I'm good. I just debated the governor of this state. I don't need to debate you, Parker, okay?
What this implies is it raises questions about the distribution of mass inside the moon. The density of the moon is only slightly more than half the density of the Earth. Okay, so if you had a big giant ice cream scoop and you scooped out a spherical volume of the Earth, it would be almost twice as dense as the moon. Yet, because of the fact that the moon has this one-to-one spin-orbit coupling, the fact that it doesn't matter how wide the craters get, they typically don't get more than 3 miles in depth, and the fact that you've got these gravity anomalies that seem to sit at the center of each Maria, all of that seems to suggest that the moon is an extremely rigid body and that its mass, a lot of the mass, is towards the outside rather than the inside.
I want to tell AOC.
Oh, here we go. What's up? What's up?
He loves it.
He does love it.
This morning, she intended to become a prophet.
Oh, it's because
And
it was
she
raining
said-
this morning, and I said God is good.
Even God doesn't want
He's a pastor.
He's a pastor?
He's a pastor,
rain.
and he
Oh
has
my
all these he has this network of churches.
Madame, prophet
that he is
LC.
that he here. I'll let him say what he
You
wants.
have become a false prophet.
False prophet.
Look at what a beautiful day.
There is actually a book so long that it could destroy the entire universe.
Just AOC palling around with 9/11 enthusiasts and cracker enjoyers. So down, that's not the real scenario. They're not going around trying to be as creepy as possible. They're just trying to treat the illness they got the only way it was anyone knows how, and live as normally as anyone will allow them to. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Look, the bathroom and sports thing is a fucking mountain to climb. I don't know how you win that battle. I don't know how you win that battle without just calling everybody a bigot. I really don't know how it's. There's just too many hundreds of millions of people out there that are not ready for that kind of concept. A lot of people I've talked to. I remember Anoke. Well, we had like a bathroom discussion before, and it was like, this isn't a problem in Europe. Like in Europe, everybody just goes to the bathroom together. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, but I mean, do you see the United States just flipping on a switch and doing the everybody goes to the bathroom together thing overnight? The sports thing. I've given up my fucking take on the sports thing a million times. I mean, look, the locker room thing is a logistics thing that would need to be worked out. That's more of a culture aspect, culture and logistics. But in terms of participation, if you look at trans men, if there were trans men competing against, male professional athletes and could maintain that kind of competitive athleticism amongst the best in the world, that would be cool. People would pay to watch that. I think that would do a lot to push trans rights in the right direction, or at least trans discourse in the right direction. I just don't know how that works on the other way around. There's not enough trans women athletes to, seriously consider the impact of it. Although, well, I'm not gonna. I thought I had some clips that might be related to that, but it's either gonna make or break women's sports, and so the people who enjoy women's sports or participate in them, I think would be taking a risk. It could pan out. But it would definitely at least be interesting to see trans men, competing against, male professional athletes and, whatever it is. Now, if we're talking about darts and chess and shit like that, I don't know. I mean, I don't see any problem with, some kind of commingling of all the genders together. To the sports and bathroom one, I've gotten input from multiple people who are about that, and they both said that they couldn't think of what the answer would be either. Yeah. Some people who are trans want to be athletes one way or another. Yeah. I mean, I think it's hard to start from the beginning and just walk our way through the logic of it, the logic and emotions of it to arrive at a good conclusion. I think you have to start at what it would look like if we were already there, and maybe you fill in the gaps as to how we were to get to there. But I think any trans man that could compete on that level would be instantly accepted. In fact, the best athletes in the world would want to compete against them to prove that they're still the best. That's how men in sports operates. I'm not saying it doesn't operate like that on for female athletics, but it's a tougher cookie to crumble. And if it's something that women want and think that they would thrive in, hey, go for it. It just feels like kind of risky, and then the locker room stuff. I mean, look, you guys got to figure that out. What you like to see, what you don't like to see, what you like to be around, what you don't like to be around. Look, there's no easy answers for that shit. I'm not going to pretend to sit here and say, yeah, you should just accept this, or no, you shouldn't accept that. Hey, look, I'm not in women's sports. I don't go into women's locker rooms. It'd be good if there could be like a transgender league for these sports, but there's really enough people who are trans to make up multiple teams. Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, that's the difficult thing. Yep. The good old trans sports debate. It's always a. Everybody loves that one.
Bro didn't take his warning seriously.
Oh my god, this guy. I mean, I don't know if this is real or not. I guess it is, but this is fucking crazy.
Bro didn't take his warning seriously.
Why'd you stop?
Oh, you're dead. You died. It's a dead person.
Basically everything Hegseth said in the dick for no reason. And basically every...
The Voosh. Everybody loves the Voosh.
Basically everything Hegseth said in this speech was anti-American in the sense that it could only be said and projected by a person who despises American soft power. He said Ukraine will not get all of its territory back, not get to join NATO, security guarantee to Putin, NATO will not be involved in any future force that might be required to police Ukraine, Europe will, but the Europeans will have to pay for it. Americans won't get involved. Hegseth said NATO will not come to the rescue of any European nation involved in that force if it is attacked by Russia. Literally, like, we're not here. We're not doing anything. Russia can do what it wants. If they attack you, that's your problem. We're not helping you. I'm going to give away, like, the conditions of our military alliance rather than relying on strategic uncertainty, which has been the policy for decades and is basically, like, this is borderline treasonous. Isn't strategic uncertainty literally the entire point? Article 5 doesn't exist. Nothing matters, etc., etc. NATO tests new deployment model without U.S. ahead of Ukraine war anniversary, testing its ability to rapidly deploy across Eastern Europe without direct U.S. assistance as Washington shifts its approach towards European defense in the war in Ukraine. That's great, man. Represents the largest NATO operation plan this year, and we're not a part of it. Phenomenal. Is China around? Is China available? Do they want to get involved in this? You know, this kind of explains why I've been seeing Japanese officials start talking about a nuclear.
Bosch is such a mindless loser. I mean, what it sounded like he was talking about that whole thing that Starmer was talking about. You know, when he went fucking balls to the wall and said boots on the ground. You got to be kidding me, bro. Boots on the ground in Ukraine? That's ridiculous, man. You already have problems staffing and allocating resources in your own military, and now you want to go fight in a war? You want to go just start World War III? Yeah, that shit ain't happening, bro.
Weapons program, which would have gotten you lynched just 20 years ago. It's literally like the American century is over. We had it. Well, we had, like, I guess half a century, a little more than half a century. We were still the dominant power during the Cold War. Obviously, you know, since the 90s, it's been completely undisputed. And all it took was shooting ourselves in the dick for no reason. I want to be clear, by the way. I don't give a if America is the global military hegemon. I care whether the world is constantly at war with itself. This is not going to be good for the world. America allying with our enemies, betraying our allies, empowering expansionist dictatorships, and telling a bunch of countries, hey, better build up your own military. Things are going to get rough. Better build up your own military. This is not a good strategy for global peace. It's like the opposite. It's what you would want to do if you wanted to start World War III. Or, hypothetically, if you wanted to divert an enormous amount of money into private military contractors.
Here's your defense budget right here, bro. This is the defense budget right here. Starmer's of a similar arrogance level and rotten character. He copes just like he loves poor people dying for Ukrainian white supremacist elite. I mean, look, there's no path to victory for Ukraine, even with fucking support, even with NATO support. You know, Russia would rather start World War III than lose, for one. And two, you know, everyone thought they were just going to roll over Ukraine since the beginning. They haven't, but they still have resources. They're not like fucking, you know, pushing people off of bikes in the middle of the street and throwing them into vans to send them to the front line like Ukraine is. Plus, they have the backing of China and North Korea. I mean, you either want the fucking conflict to end or not, and the fucking good guys don't always win, okay? You know, I would love to sit there. I would love to fucking push Putin back into his chair, tell him to fuck off, and, you know, have Ukraine rolling through their own streets with victory flags everywhere and celebrating the fact that they fucking defended themselves against one of the largest superpowers on the planet. But I just don't know. I don't think that that could happen. Yo, what's up, Red? How you doing, bud? Welcome in. Are you here for the rage bait? That's what we're doing. A little bit of rage bait. Bro, this is your defense budget right here. And every time somebody pushes a button, $2 million. $6 mil. 30 mil.
The deepest hole on Earth. Did you know humans once tried to dig the deepest hole on Earth and had to stop because it got too hot? It's called the Kola Super Deep Borehole, and it's over 12.2 kilometers, 7.6 miles deep. That's deeper than the ocean. But at that depth, scientists hit a huge problem. The temperature reached 180 degrees Celsius.
Last 2 months been a rage bait? Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine. Have you been touching a lot of politics, or have you been mostly gaming?
356 degrees Fahrenheit, making further drilling impossible. Some even claimed they heard strange noises coming from the hole, leading to wild theories about the gates of hell. Today, the hole is sealed, but who knows what secrets still lie beneath our feet.
Why is time different on different planets like in Interstellar? So that's an easy question to answer. It's Einstein's theory of general relativity. As you come closer to a planet...
Ukraine is no good guy, has such a normalization of terror against its own population through forced military conscription raids and kidnapping because its elite is in bed with murderous white supremacist militias who support war at expense of average Ukrainian men. I've definitely seen those videos of fucking people just getting taken off the streets and thrown into vans. I mean, that is not